Carry you along the way I'm headed. Hard work pays off.
I got a quick story I want to tell about Bobby. I come into town now probably 4 times a year, and Ryan used to live in a place, and I would have to drive by the Armory by Hammond, and it's the Indiana Harbor Belt track line, right? And that's who he works for now. And I would see him over there once in a while. Well, one day I didn't see anybody outside. It was kind of a nasty day, but I saw a truck sitting there, and I thought, man, I wonder if that's Bobby. I wonder what he's doing. You know, so I pull into the parking lot and I parked my car. So I text him, now that I am in the 21st century, I text him and I said, Bobby, are you in Hammond? And he goes, why? I texted him back and I said, are you working today? Why? And I said, well, because I'm in town. And he, all of a sudden, there's no text anymore. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? The truck door opens and he starts walking towards me. And he gets on the phone now and he actually calls me. And he says, I know where you're at. You're sitting there watching me. You're trying to see if I'm working or not. You know? And so we talked for a while and I said, you know, Bobby, how long have you been working at the Harbor Bells? And I think at that time you told me that September would be your 20th year, 19th year, 18th year. And I said, wow, that's fantastic. And he says, you know what? I've never missed a day of work. And I said, wow. I said, that impresses me. I really like that. And he goes, it's your fault. And I said, it's my fault. He goes, yeah, you're the guy that told us we had to be in practice every day. We had to be on time. And we had to do our job the best we could because we don't have time to make up that kind of stuff. So it's your fault. And I said, you know, Bobby, I'll take that criticism all day long. That's your fault. It's true. It's true. Jamie, go ahead.
Well, I mean, what these guys said is absolutely true. The thing that comes to mind for me, being a paint, just a consultant, sales rep time, and a high school coach, is preparation. I mean, preparation for us, and I think of this team, was crazy. And I'm told all the time that I prepare well, and I fully attribute that to these guys. We were always prepared. I mean, we used to talk about it at length when we were younger. Is a lot of times defensively, we knew what they were going to run before I think the offense knew what the hell they were.
You guys remember back then?
Right, and I mean, and that was all, you know, the scouting reports that we had great scouts, put it into play. We still to this day talk about how do we prepare kids on Friday night, and it's not an easy deal. I don't know how the hell you guys did it, but we were as prepared, and I as carried over for me in my adult life now. I'm, you know, on top of football, I'm prepared for work. And I'm always prepared, and that's because of you.
I think Jamie, you did that because you guys were definitely afraid of Coach Barron's and what he would do to you if you weren't prepared. I think that's what it was.
Very true.
I mean, sometimes you guys had to come and cry on my shoulder.
Oh my God!
Yeah, you guys.
Man, it's getting awful thick in here.
You know, but let's just take everything that everybody has just said and sum it up. Not only did Gary put together a staff that was tight, close, good friends, on and off the field, you guys got rid of the people you didn't. I'll phrase that a little bit more carefully. You got the players that didn't want to be a part of your winning ways left, and you ended up with the people that wanted to win, as he did with his staff and the people that surrounded him as scouting and everything else. But it didn't stop with just coaching and X's and O's, and you're going to go stick your face in the mud and hold 2 ankles or Giants, and we're going to have the linebackers do it. You guys also went out into the community, and I remember the little young man that got a wheelchair thanks to you guys. And it's going to probably make us all but you guys went out in the community, and that's what ties it all together. As Chum was saying, you read all the things that make people, it's not that they're a great athlete, you tie everything together as a staff and as a coach, and you go out in the community, help others. You guys did all the pieces. And today you're still here doing it. That's what makes me feel proud. And I know he does also. That's the big chill going down my spine. It didn't stop with just football. You guys are all achievers. And he's an overachiever because he went to work for 23 years. I wouldn't have bet on that for anything.
Ryan, what about you?
I think everybody summed it up. I think work ethic and going through and as everybody's talking, I thought of a story, and I don't remember if it was this year or if it was their junior year, when we had conditioning and in the summer, and if you missed 3 days during conditioning, you didn't play. The only way that you could play is to do a 2:30 half mile, which is insane. And we had a guy that was mentioned here earlier, Jay Stoker, that decided he didn't want to do summer conditioning, but when it got late in the season, ready to start, he wanted to do it. And he had to run a 2:30 half mile in order to do it. And everybody knew if he didn't do it, he wasn't with his team. And sure enough, it was decided by him that he was going to do the impossible and ran a 2:29 half mile in order to join this team. It was team somebody.
That's all I remember.
To extend that story a little bit, and it was the rule, if you didn't make summer conditioning practices, that you were going to have, in order to be part of the team, you had to run the 2:30 half mile. What we would do to emphasize it, we actually put the time up on the scoreboard, and we would start it so that when you were finishing, you were looking at the scoreboard the whole way, coming down that straightaway, and if that horn went off and you didn't pass the line, you were done. And we actually had 9 kids attempt that. In the 11 years that I coached, we had 9 kids attempt that, 4 made it, and Jay Stoker was the first one. But the second part of that rule was, with Jay, you could only do that once. If Jay had not come to practice, summer practices his senior year, he would not have had that opportunity. That was his junior year. He would not have had that opportunity to do that. And that was spelled out to him. And the one thing I think I can say, if we made a rule, I don't have a mouse in my pocket. If I made a rule and you didn't follow it, I think everybody knew the consequences were going to happen. Is that true?
I think Chuba can actually attest to that. This is years later, our senior year, with the curfew.
We had a curfew. Yeah, our senior.
Yeah, but
Here's the problem, though. So I feeling like I'm going to be with my parents at August Fest, and Chuba and Vinny are with me. And so, oh no, it's fine. We're gonna be with my dad. He'll be fine. And so all of a sudden we get to the parking lot, and he goes, "Why are you still here? You have 5 minutes to be home, or all 3 of you are running." So I had to call my grandma up, have her try to get there. She was late, and sure enough, next day we ran for it.
Yep, there
You
was
failed the test is what you did.
Exactly.
all right, next one here. If there was anything that you could do differently, what would it be? Over the 25 years since football. Anything, Gary?
I would have, if I could have, I would have stuck it out this time. That would have been something that I would have done.
Let's stay with that for just for a minute. I'll leave you guys there alone a minute, but I wanted to ask Jerry, what was the difference between your sophomore year and your junior year? What caused you to want to remain and be a part and go through all the tough stuff?
The friendships, the friendships that I still had, that I wanted to be a part of. I wanted to be a part of. And I still hung out with the guys, but I wasn't. They'd go to practice and I'd have nothing to do. I had nothing to do, and I felt kind of lost. So I mean, so then I got back into it my junior year pretty much. So it wasn't just I only missed a short period of time, but it took you had to practice, conditioning through the off season. So it wasn't like it was a long period of time. I was out, but I missed 2 seasons of football. You know, I do regret it.
Well, and I don't know if Gary realized this or not, but his sophomore year, after he had decided he wanted to be a part of it, he came to every game at home at least, right? And I distinctly remember he sat up in the very far corner of the stands, basically by yourself. And I would go out there and I'd look and see him at the stands, and you could just kind of see that he wanted to come back, But he ended. I don't think I made it easy. I want to make sure. I want to keep my record intact. Well, let's get back to anything different.
Yeah, sophomore year too, I guess. I didn't do my sophomore year. I got injured that summertime. I used that as an excuse. I hurt my hand, I got 20 stitches here, and
listen to my dad do this, and I do regret that. That I didn't do that, but now that that taught me, I want to do something I like. That's what you want to do. And since then, I've done what I want to do, and I've had no need
I guess it really, in terms of when I were, man, it was a good time. It's a good time. I think the only thing I would ever say is I played analytical and cautious. I wish I would have thrown caution to the wind a little more like Bobby did, and just, and I did at times, but I know my game was so analytical and careful in terms of them years there. I just wish I would have thrown caution a little more. That's about it. Good years.
Try to go to college.
Jamie?
Yeah, football-wise, no. But the one thing that I always say and I regret, I started a family young, so I don't regret that. But not having the ability to come back, like I wish I would. To come back with you guys, maybe be around the coaching a little bit now that I'm a coach, and just be a part of the family, be around the family. I lived relatively close, and I just never came out. And so I do regret that. And then, just seeing these guys, I haven't seen some of these guys in 15 years, 20 years, and I regret that. I regret that. We fell right back into it like a family, which I knew we would, but, not staying in contact with these guys over the year, that's the only regret I regret.
In contact, we start doing every other thing, and going back and share more stories. It's like yesterday.
Okay, now I have a question. Think about this just for a quick minute. Who was the toughest? Coach Ridgely or Coach Barrett? And we'll start with Jamie. Be careful, Jamie.
Toughest. Coach Ridgely. But I'll tell you, Coach Barrett, you knew not to cross him. I think he was a player's coach, and the great thing about, and I told him this in private, is he knew how to connect with us, and he knew how to get us to do what he needed us to do. But it was a clear cut line drawn on the stand, and if we didn't do what we were supposed to do, we didn't do our assignments, we didn't come prepared every day, we were going to go up against him. No doubt about it. I think there's had to deal with him for maybe that's what it is. I think you're right.
There's no way around it.
He was like a friend coming over. So
You can deal with him. With both of them. I never got away from him. I got a break, so
He called quite often and said, we got to go somewhere. I'll dump the troops,
I remember getting a call about midnight. Oh, we have to go to Hanover Street. Yeah. I wonder where that was going.
I don't know.
I got a special. Joe, how about you? Oh, nothing. You were. The expectation was there was no way out. It was either it or you paid.
That's what you guys are saying. I just want to throw this in there. Really, you were the only coach on the staff that was in school. I mean, that was that much harder on you to put the staff together because we were all working on the jobs. And he had to be the sole discipline. He had to be the guy. And that's good. You all respected him and look what happened. But that's hard on one man to be there. Coach Montemano that's taking the film and others that are here again today, it shows you what has gelled from Hammond Park and what I wish was still continuing there. And I hope it comes back. But there's two of my teammates here from 74 that we're best of friends. Like you say, I see Mylon almost every day. That's what's unique about what he put together. These people, these coaches are still here today. Bob, I mean, come on, it's the nucleus of what's happened here. That's what I think you guys are trying to say. You couldn't turn a corner, and I know he wasn't there. And if my phone was ringing, whatever it was, we were in that car and on the way to go do whatever we had to do.
That's what makes everything so special about our time. Everybody complimented everybody else. The team complimented me. They always had a line.
You picked each other up.
Because if you took one
No,
of those, it takes one guess.
You know what? I thought my coach,
Yeah, like I said, equally tough, you know, but I guess tip it off to me. Like I had you for trigonometry, you know, and, if I was late or if I got an answer wrong, I'd be doing armchair push-ups on the armchair. And I get the story too, the time I think Nathan stepped on your toe, or was it during practice?
Oh, yeah.
Come off the edge. Yeah, you just lost it.
He got me back at Hanover.
Jerry, what about you?
this isn't a fair question, but Jerry's mad about the baseball.
I remember it was late in the season. Both just walked out. People were having bad grandmas. The guys in both just walked off. Kind of just, I remember sitting on that.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't want to go back into the. We didn't want to go back into the Fort Pioneer. And we're like, should we just start running? We almost started. Just start running on your own.
Now I know now they just wanted a day off.
I'm going to tell you how we did wrong. Gary did that.
They kicked her down.
No, he walked up to me a couple of times and said, you guys were going to kill somebody in practice, so he would throw one of them things just to get you guys to just get out of there, because you guys, by far, I'm going to say it, Aurora, I've never seen people hit as hard as this group in my tenure. You guys took everything that was said to you by coaching staff and they did it by the book. Best way to say it?
Yeah, well,
What you've seen on film?
literally, this is the 4th year that I was been coaching. Fred and I would have been coaching. They were our first year as freshmen, and myself were doing senior, and we literally changed the script on defense. We only were allowed to have 20 defensive plays. We weren't going any more than that because we were afraid they were going to hurt somebody.
The hired me earlier, not that the defensive coordinator. I'm talking about coach.
Yeah, absolutely. I always hit these things. Anything you have to say, any comment or anything that comes to mind, and we'll start out here with Jerry. Anything about Clark High School, Clark football, Coach Montalbano, anything?
Oh, I Coach he's always great. He not having a father.
Is he the sophomore, Jerry?
Having coaches is the greatest thing. That's the father's that you guys continue to be in my life. I still don't want to get
Well, one thing I will say with Coach Montalbano, Jerry played baseball, Jamie played baseball, Chris and Ryan played baseball. And would you agree that Coach Montalbano was always the silver lining? No matter how bad things were going, and I could have a tirade, and I could say, Coach Montalbano, you got anything to say? And he would always come up with, well, the sun's shining, and let's go out and have a good day.
But if I could, you know, I was part of that. I still say it's the best 7th grade team that Clark's ever had. That Coach Mott coached. And I'll tell you what, you couldn't say that back then when we were in 7th grade. He was the tyrant. So yeah, later on.
Yeah, I just want to say, you know, for people that are maybe outside of the football circle or not on a team or things like that, you know, they really don't understand, the relationships we have, the bonds we have. You know, I hear, oh, you're going to your high school football review, what's that all about? I'm like, we shared the moments, we battled together. I heard Coach Barron say, you know, to the linemen, you guys are walking down the hall, you guys are all together. You guys, everybody watching each other's back, you guys stick together and then you can listen to them. Things you learn, and you just can't learn that anywhere else.
Chris?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for all you guys did. I mean, you know, and many of us here, you know, and on the team, I'm wondering where we see had that discipline and structure and guidance in place. I don't know if some of us even myself included, you know, we didn't have a lot of money, we didn't have a lot of this, a lot of that, but what you gave us was a lot of hope. And a lot of strength to get through life and these things. And I think we owe a lot to all the coaches we have with the time, energy, care, love, and discipline that we got.
Bobby?
Whoever thought we
Yeah, the same thing. I mean, you know, the memories that we had, and you know, I'm lucky now I can kind of take that over onto my own team. And there isn't a day that goes by that I'm not trying to, you know, talk some wisdom into a kid that I don't quote one of these guys, Coach Motter, Coach Ridley, Coach Barron, Coach Steve, and that means a lot to me. And it's, you know, I tell the same stories over and over again like a broken record, but that's where I came from. That's how much it means, you know. So I was one of the lucky ones. That's all I can say.
Well, Coach Barron's right. Anything?
I just think this group is not like some of the groups you now have in next groups. You have too many prima donnas that are out for themselves, stats, things like that. No, I don't think, other than joking around about stats, I don't think anyone really cares. As long as the W went up, it didn't matter. You know, as long as we were the underdog, we were going to prove that no, we're going to just beat you, and the next week you're probably not going to win because you're going to be 2-0.
You're just there dedicated. Well, I'll tell one quick story if I could. And I tell my team, I've told every one of my teams this as I'm off my coaching career. As a senior, I'm lucky enough to be the starting fullback for the first time in my career. So we get into game 2, I believe we're playing at Clark. We get down, we run the ball all the way down to the goal line, and we're down on we're like first and goal on the 2. And I'm going in, I'm in the huddle now thinking, man, I'm going to get my first high school touchdown. That's all I'm thinking. I'm going to get my first high school touchdown. Kenny Atkins goes to the side, gets the call, comes back in, and they call up the name. And I am throwing all out hissy to myself and kind of out there to the whole huddle. And Bobby O'Rourke grabbed me by my face mask. Now I'm a senior, he's a senior. Grabbed me by my face mask. I can't remember, or I can't say exactly what he said to me because this is a family show. But if I recap it, it was basically, you know, quit being a wuss. This is a team. We're going to go in and score. Basically, shut the hell up. And I never forgot that. And I tell my players to this day that story because it all kind of brings it home. And we talk about it as a family. You know, once I heard that, it was kind of like, what the hell am I bitching about? I'm going to block my ass off. Whoever gets in, and we're going to be successful. And I'm always repeating.
Brett? I think the big thing that you guys have given me back in my life is I try to always achieve is I keep going back to what Chubba started with there. You put it all together and you keep trying to do well for yourself and for others. And you guys make me smile. And Gary Fowles, when we get together like this, the story is just, it brings the world smile. And I'll never forget it. I mean, it was a team that you guys were special. You listened and you did it, and that means a lot to the coach. It's hard to have people that don't respect you. And even on and off the field, I gotta say, you guys gave it all, you laid it out there, and it brings a smile to my face.
I still worry about someone getting back in.
Yeah,
I'm worried about this when my parents call me. I'm 43 years old. I'm worried about disappointing you or something that you know should be cool or something.
We definitely put a lot of time in, and quality time, I think, you know, and it really bothers me when I hear from coaches today tell me things like, well, you know, you can't have more than 2 practices in a day. And I think, could we have accomplished everything that we did without having 3 a day, without bringing you into the field house and literally locking the gate and saying, you're now mine for the next 9 hours, you know? Bring your lunch, you're gonna eat, you're gonna lay down on your gummies, and we're gonna be together as a group. And then we're gonna say that if you had 2 practices today, you're only in one of them. What's that all about? There's offense, there's defense. I told Jim Jamie this on the phone about a week ago or so when I was talking to him, and I said, I don't know how you guys do it. I don't know how you get the stuff done in that, and I think it's a disappointment to me, because I think you can take kids, and I'm not saying these guys aren't successful, but individually, I think they would agree that they probably would not have had the success individually as much as they have had success together as a team. And I don't know now. I don't know what the kids do in Lowell. When practice is over, do they just go home, or do they work together? Do they sit together?
It happens, but it's a lot longer process, I'll tell you that. It's what we came from, and these guys said we were together all the time. I lived in the Robertsdale area. A lot of these guys lived in Northampton. There was a long distance between a lot of us, and we still, I was at Bobby's house, I was at Rose, I was at Perry's. I mean, so, that was a constant revolving area that we stuck together.
One of the times I was talking to Bobby, and I don't know, every so often I get a phone call from him in Las Vegas, and he always prefaces it with, Coach, I'm sitting with Dustin, we're at the fire, we're having some alcohol. And right away that said, oh my God, what am I going to hear now? But he made the comment actually at my house one day. He said, Coach, I probably should have sued you at some point in time for what you made me do. He goes, but it wouldn't have done any good, because our parents loved you. You could have done anything to us, and our parents would have said, you probably deserved it. Is it true? And that's a difference now. Like Ryan had reiterated a little earlier, now parents are a little bit, different, I guess. And I don't know, Fred, if you and I could coach today.
I really think I would have a hard time.
I would have a hard time also.
Violet's walking up here with a warrant or something for you.
The best thing is, I want to get you guys' reaction. See what Coach Barrett's look like when he gives a seat.
We're going to put this on the film.
Well, of course you have.
I told him that you were one of my teammates that got most of the trouble on the
I
video.
love you too, Fred. I love you. Like my brother.
Is that your smile?
You know what this was? I knew 16 years from then I was going to have to coach you. I was going to eat glass that day.
Look at the rest of them. Well, pass it back so Coach will look at the bottom.
Yes.
You know who brought that in? Renee Lagoria.
I just see Renee's up there right there. Coach, Coach Bonamon, could you scan that crowd? Because that's some great other players from Clark standing up there right now.
Thank you, Coach.
Renee looks like you can still play.
We're about done here. I just want to finish the story a little bit. These aren't the only guys. I think we only had 31 guys on the team that year.
I know the picture, I think I counted 28.
28 doing something. But think about it, every one of those kids we could put in a game at some point in time, and we really did not feel like we were going to lose a whole lot, which was the big difference. Absolutely, absolutely. And as I said earlier, there's no doubt. I love all 11 teams that we coached, actually I coached 11, Fred coached 8. But this was a special one. There's no doubt. And I think it was because of all that we went through, from being what I put in the paper at one time. We were a pretty bad team after the Whiting game and stuff, and I really believe that. I tried not to get it, but these guys proved that everything was right. Everything was right in the world with us. And I want to thank them for coming out today and the rest of the people here. This is a reunion because, as we said, it was the 25th year for this, and we've got 5 other teams that won the conference, and we're just really proud of all of them. So I want to thank all you guys for doing it. And Coach Behrens and I have a lot of memories every time we talk. So I appreciate it a whole lot.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.